Greatest of all time, as many people like to call him.
He is the most winningest player, Ogre 2.
One of the most dominant players in the history of Halo.
On a perfect flank behind both players. And there's Ogre 2, the veteran, stepping up, the crowd going crazy. Winningest player in MLG history, Ogre 2.
All right, now this player was positive by 544 kills for the season. Player generally plays off post, carries the ball more than anyone on his team. And in these finals, he went off when it counted both. His team was positive 128. That's the other three guys. He was positive 162. I am very proud to give you your 2007 Boost Mobile Halo 2 MVP, Ogre 2.
During the Halo 2 era, Ogre 2 was voted the best overall player at the Pro Choice Awards in all 3 years, making a strong argument for his greatest of all time status.
You saw obviously the GOAT over there. He's looking, as he always does, just ready to play. I mean, the guy's been on the main stage, I mean, since 2003.
I feel like he was born.
What is it, 13 years?
Not normally known as a flashy player. He's usually a solid support player, oftentimes runs objective, being a big vocal leader.
Well, it depends on what genre.
All right. He's won so many tournaments, I think it's tough to keep track of all.
Ogre 2 and Pistol joining up with Roy and Lunchbox. This is every Halo fan's dream come true.
42-1 in their last 43 games.
Now you're here with Instinct. You're the greatest of all time, and I think we may be seeing the greatest team of all time.
Let me hear some noise for Instinct. They were perfect all weekend long, not dropping away a game on their way to their second title in a row. Scott, this team is amazing.
It's like playing with Roy and Lunchbox, after playing with your brother as a pair of twins for so long, for so many years.
It's amazing. It's definitely an advantage. I feel like those two have perfect chemistry together, and I don't know if it's a twin thing or what, but just their awareness levels, they're just, it reminds me of Dan and myself. You know, it just definitely feels like we have almost an extra player on the map.
See that? Yo, in yard right now. You have help, Nice, see that? Nice shots. We need to get reset. We're going to center. We're taking everything right now. It's fine, though. I'm needing to focus. Ready, okay, bear rip. You're going to be I'm not taking yard. Fine. We're taking bump center. Two guys in yard. Bump center. Wait, top guard. There's one behind us. Two LR already. Listen. Top guard right now. One going back right now. Top guard weak. Already at us. That's weak. I think top best. You guys got top cameras right now? I got bombs there already. Cameras at 20. Cameras at 20. Top net, guys. I'm looking down. At 20, Justin. One shot, absolute shot. I'm pushing in the yard. Absolute up. Try to beat Justin. I'm going to die with camel probably. I'm in. Top yellow. I need help, bottom center. One shot, U-turn, guys. Side frame as well, Justin, behind you. Soda stairs also. Two guys soda stairs. One free and weak. Everyone else go nest. Everyone else go nest now. Everyone else go nest now. I'm here. It's the only way to take it. Yard secured. Top side, one in. Go top center weak.
Yeah, how does that affect us for points or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely be a huge deal depending on how the points work out. You don't know until the last online qualifier to see where the seeds actually end up. But I mean, it could determine who we play first. You know, as the first good team. But at the end of the day, if we want to qualify for Worlds, we got to be playing our best at Vegas and beat all the top teams if we want to win. And we're super hit or miss on online practice, unfortunately. So we had a good scrim against Optic the other night. We lost 5-8. I feel like we played all close games and we played pretty well. And then we scrimmed Liquid on Friday night before the second qualifier, and I didn't feel like we were playing very good at all. We were playing just not very disciplined Halo.
I feel like it's important to man up and own up to our mistakes and not get so pessimistic after one of our mistakes are pointed out. A lot of the times we will put blanket statements over small fixes, and that leads to just playing a very strict and narrow game, most of the game types, instead of just playing off of awareness and communication. We're not left in a really optimistic mood when we go through practice, and I feel like it's just really important to to just know exactly what we did wrong and move on.
Yeah, we lost a pretty close series of Luminosity today. Had a fairly sizable lead on the Empire Strongholds game and didn't win that one. Lost it by 15 seconds, 10-15 seconds, and then didn't play very good the Fathom CTF game. I think we lost 3-1 on that, and then the last Plaza Strongholds game was somewhat close, but
you ended up dropping to try and take it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Jason had to have been close to already taking it because as soon as you drop, we take it. And then Devin is sitting there top center looking at flowers and just ends up getting spawned on loop and just completely average.
I shouldn't have dropped for camo in the beginning either.
I mean, the fact that that went down how it did when literally 3 guys came back for me to stop me from taking it was just crazy.
Trying to listen to everyone else instead of Towey, and Towey was telling me like exactly what to do, and I would just like prioritize what they were saying more than you.
Really?
Plaza game, yeah.
I don't even remember specifically. I'm looking across all the screen.
When you were telling me to stay up top and I dropped top yard, that was bad. I mean, I shouldn't have chased the guy U-turn either. That was like off the start too. I thought we were gonna have more eyes, but like it was really my job to watch camo at the start, and I just thought I could get that kill real quick. When Justin was at loop, and then I feel like Devin should have pushed benches right there.
I don't think I should have. I had spawned there. Jason said that he needed help from top yellow, and that's the reason I focused there. I think Justin, after surviving 2 encounters with them on loop side, could have probably went top yellow.
I mean, one of our biggest problems for sure is giving up deaths like before they're even in a position to try to take the stronghold.
We don't even make them get into a stronghold, we just push them to die.
We can also bait the stronghold, and even if we're going to lose it, we're playing for kills and then just retake it. But that also requires good positioning and not dying.
I feel like we play fast and we don't have numbers way too often, and then we play too slow when we do have numbers way too often.
Right, exactly.
At the same time, when we have numbers,
we aren't aware at all on most of the OEJ game types of where we want to spawn them and where we're going to spawn them. Like on the Slayers on Eden, how often do we not know where they were at or spawning?
I mean,
more often.
I was going to say there was a good amount in that game.
I don't feel like.
Well, we controlled tower and then influenced
spawns. We knew they were going to be at red or outside. How do we not know where they were going to be?
Because they ended up spawning blue behind me when I had sight.
Yeah, I mean that's one situation. The rest of the game, you don't feel like that.
That's one important situation. Before rockets are coming up and we have full control, blue is definitely for sure the better half of the map for Slayer. Even strongholds as well.
Okay, so that one situation in that game, how often do you feel like we knew where they were going to be spawning on every other game type?
Not very often, to be honest.
No,
that's the first half of the Empire game.
I mean, the objective games, we literally get a kill.
yeah, definitely we need to play more discipline and take better advantage of when we get opportunities. I feel like a lot of the mistakes we're making, we've talked about, and we still make them again. So I think a lot of the time it's communication based, and then a lot of times it just feels we all feel like we need to do more than what we really need to do. I feel like a lot of times we get stuck so hard on situational plays.
When we play good, we're playing off of communication and awareness in the game, and if we do exactly what we want to do in game at the moment, I think we'll play well. But a lot of the times we will try to set up pushes when there's not enough people there, or we just do the wrong things and play as if it's like going to be situational when it's not.
So many times we make a decision too quickly, and that decision is to make too risky of a play at the given time instead of just slowing the game down a little bit and forcing the other team to make a mistake, which will happen a lot of times. We could take advantage of just having better map control at the given moment and make them come out to even get in a stronghold. A lot of times we'll die without even making the other team get into a stronghold, which to me is the worst thing that we could do. If we have a 2-cap, we're getting the time. They need to make the plays to get back control. It shouldn't be us forcing the issue. It's going to be definitely a short road to Vegas. It's going to come up before we know it. So we got to try and fix all of the mistakes that we're making and make as few as possible, and try to make sure that our online practices are beneficial every single night that we do play, because I feel like there's so many nights that I get on and I can just tell it's going to be a rough practice because we're either in bad moods right at the start, or communication is just not where it needs to be to beat the top teams. When we are communicating well, I feel like we can compete with anybody. So there's a fine line. You got to put in maximum effort and not just playing, just communication and everything, so that we can actually work with each other or work off of each other, so we know what each other's doing, which definitely is one of our bigger issues. And it doesn't help at all, because then we all start getting negative and it's a downward spiral from there.
On Switch Up, not sure who Switch Up was going as, but then Evil Geniuses versus Luminosity. That was probably one of the bigger matches of the day. Obviously, when you looked at that points graphic that we had up for you guys earlier, you could see Evil Geniuses and Luminosity so close in 5th and 6th.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing that we were looking at was the kind of like EG and Luminosity just there in that 4th, 5th spot, and now both of them not making semis. It's a great chance for Panda now today. If they can find their way into the finals, perhaps, then that's going to be more points for them.
Yeah, and no one was expecting that. I mean, we saw that Devin got dropped. We weren't sure who they were going to pick up as the fourth.
The atmosphere and the communication within the Evil Geniuses squad was completely different than what I've seen it before.
He competed in quite some time. It's been months and months and months since he's played.
Team changes really working out for them.
Getting thrown in there and then competing, you know, at this high level, who better to do it than Ogre 2? So I think that is a really smart pick.
And Roy, they dominated for so long, but it almost felt like they were missing something in Halo 5 here, and you know, maybe that was Ogre 2 and going back to the roots. He is really good at balancing out Lunchbox and Roy.
Taking a look at the Stirrupin series, definitely I feel like Lunchbox was the MVP from that one.
Lunchbox has always been an X factor on Evil Geniuses. Lots of people considered him, especially in Halo 2 Anniversary, I put him at probably the best player in the game. So always a lot of responsibility and pressure on his shoulders to step up and perform. And you know, Evil Geniuses sitting at that 6th place rank. They've been catching a lot of flack for a while. But you got to consider that's still really good to be in that spot. It's only because the expectations of those players is so high that they catch that kind of flag.
I'm here. I can't, Justin. I'm weak. I'm coming right now. I got him. Are they in our base still? I'll get him. I'll get him. Do that, guys. I'm here, Justin. I'm here. Alright, I got another.
The window.
I need help. I'm in front of the base. I got 2 of them.
They don't have understill.
They're flanked.
They're pink side on me. They're pink street weak. After the pink street. Damn it, man.
Got him.
Stay alive. Tom, in front of the base, Cody weak. Car 1. Justin, just stay alive.
Car 3.
They're pink.
One shot car 3. Okay, look front car if you can. There's 2 guys on mobile.
I'm looking, Justin. Back up. I'm our car side.
Bottom center.
Bottom middle and they're
We just need to stay alive. I'm looking car.
Top center.
I'm just trying to melt this guy if he comes. You just gotta hide, Justin. I'm fucking not pushing.
Top center,
Justin. 1 hit. I got him. That one's here. 1 hit. I got 3 dead. 3 dead. I got stuck.
I can get the pull before they spawn.
I'm on P side.
Protect our carrier. I'm going.
I'm fucked, dude. Car 1. Car 2
Stay
spawn
alive.
already. Top middle.
Protect our carrier.
We cannot run that anymore.
Just trying to get kills. Stay alive.
Top face, guys. Go peek 1 in. I got him. Stay alive. Their window. After their window. Under the base window. I'm looking. I don't see him, Tom. I'll get him. He's after their flank. After their flank, Tom. He's going for the pull. He's on our window. Our window 1 hit with carbide. Our pink addict with carbide.
He's one shot at the left. I can't kill him. I'm throwing it, Tom. Cap that.
Top P2.
Let's
go. You are victorious.
We're not that bad.
Not that bad.
Fake news.
Now, obviously, Optic Gaming, since they placed first at the St. Louis event, they are going to be the #1 seed going into Vegas. But where things get interesting, Panda Gaming, Luminosity, everyone thought that these guys were going to be playing for 4th or 5th. Evil Geniuses now potentially has a chance here, I believe if they beat Envy, to make their way up and improve their seeding drastically.
Up here on Catwalk, so many angles cut off, can provide so much support here to his team, but he needs to back down and stay alive. Everyone is dying. He is going to get collapsed on almost instantly.
Did a nice job using all of the ammo, though, so now Contra can't find the weapon. But no, there's another sniper rifle that's down, and Contra picks it up, rips snipe down, face off, and that's another lead here for Evil Geniuses. 15 seconds you could see ticking away for these rockets. These rockets are going to pretty much determine the game over here, or maybe it's going to be Contra with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, 42-41. This is one of the few times and towards the final 10 kills of the game that we're seeing Evil Geniuses take a lead. Now back up by 2. Now Rockets are going over to Pistola, who's not going to be able to escape with them. You can see everyone is collapsing in here on this point. Concha doing a great job putting that sniper rifle away, pulling out his battle rifle. Just get these shots down. It looks like it will work out in their favor. That 1 kill lead fighting over Rockets has gone up to 3 and both power weapon control.
I believe this is the biggest lead that Evil Genius has had in the game so far. Now it's going to be the combo in Roy's back pocket. He needs to get that kill on the player in SMG. That should be 2 free kills. Uses the grenade instead, has the battle rifle out, and he's going to drop Mikwin and Hook finding kills. Ola as well, all tied up at 47 somehow. I don't know what happened. Were they trading the weapons back and forth to one another? That is not the time to do that. Kyle, we were just talking about how awesome it is when you have players that can pretty much do everything. It is so critical in that time and place not to put the weapons on the ground.
Oh, 49-48. Lunchbox pushes out. There's big battles. Bunch of people, no shields over at security. Duke jumping in, throwing grenades, gets taken out. Tom, 49-49. Who's going to take this one? Overtime doesn't matter. There's going to be a kill before the end. I'm almost sure of it. Look how close these two teams are to each other.
I cannot believe they weren't able to get that kill over towards the security side. This is all tied up. 45 seconds to go. The only question left is this going to overtime or not? Looks like there's a play happening outside from the players on Envy. They're going to be crouching around. Meanwhile, the map has been split. Everybody from the side of Evil Geniuses sitting over towards the blue side of the map. So let's see, Snipe Down has the sniper rifle in his hand. We did not call that out. He's going to be the player to make a play here, and he's out in the middle of the map. He could potentially get picked off.
Now, the question is, does he know Ogre 2 is behind that corner? Probably does now as he sees grenades coming out. What was that, Tom? Roy comes flying out by himself. That was the most anticlimactic 49-49 I have ever seen.
That was one of the worst 49-49 pushes I've ever seen.
Online practice for us has been very hit or miss since forming this team. To me, there's been a big effort difference from night to night, which obviously creates huge problems in consistency. So the nights that we're all in a positive mindset and just focusing on each game and not carrying over negatives from previous games, we've done okay. We went 5-8 against Optic one night. Actually a couple different nights, and we beat Panda 9-4. The nights that we're not communicating well and just getting into bad moods, we'll lose a scrim 12-1 or 10-3, whatever. And those are the nights that are especially frustrating because we're losing and we're in bad moods. So I think that is the biggest thing that went into our thoughts on the team change, is that practice was just super inconsistent, and it wasn't all just Devin, obviously, but we just felt like a change had to be made, because as soon as one person starts, being negative, it really brings the morale of the team down, and then practice is very difficult to do well in when we're all negative. So that was, to me, the biggest reason that we decided to make a change, and obviously had nothing to do with his individual skill. He's a very talented player, but we just felt like the change was needed just based on, just online practice and consistency, and yeah, we were all frustrated, that's for sure. So our decision to pick up Tom has been playing this game pretty much 5-6 days a week, still streaming for EG, and also as an analyst for us, he's kept in the loop of watching us play and providing feedback, especially on the nights that we're not doing so well, and what we could work on. So he's been involved even though he hasn't played competitively for a little bit now. So our biggest reasoning for picking up Tom, I think, were A, is consistent communication, which he's been known for throughout his entire career, and also just play calling. I think that's one thing that we lacked before, and I think I'm one of the few people that play call consistently on our team, which I think was a big problem. If we're getting to be where we need to rotate at a stronghold, we need it to be recognized immediately and doing it immediately. So I think that's one thing that Tom will really help us improve on, is making the play calls that need to be made, and just following whatever a teammate calls and make sure we're all on the same page in each given game type. There's no hard feelings on our end against Devin. It's obviously really shitty, the timing of it. We tried to make things work as a team, but after 3 online qualifiers of struggling, and then with practice being so hit or miss, we just decided that we could have tried to make things work with that team, but I think that it would have been rough going for all 4 of us. None of us were having a good time in online practice, so I think eventually, and at the end of the day, it's going to work out better for both parties. I think Devin's new team is going to be very good. They're going to be a tough team to beat on landed tournaments, so I think it's going to work out better for both parties. And obviously, it was very unfortunate, the timing. So for that, I apologize, because nobody likes to drop somebody right before day or whatever, day and a half right before the deadline. But ultimately, we felt like a team change was what we needed to kind of just get a different mindset going into Halo World Championship, and just try and take practice as serious as possible every single night and improve. So practice the first 2 nights, I think, went pretty good with Tom. Pretty much every game was very winnable that we've lost so far. We've had a couple of games that we lost by a decent margin, but for the most part, we've had pretty good scrims the last 2 times that we've played. The online qualifier today went pretty good. We beat Straight Rippin' 3-1 in the quarters. And then in the semis, we played Envy. We lost the first stronghold game 100-80 something, so it was very close. The second game we lost 50-49, and another close game. And then the third game we didn't have a good game, so we Overall, we did very well today, though. We've been playing together for 3 days now, and we're definitely improving on what we've talked about and just trying to work towards becoming better at which game types we're weak at. So I think there's definitely positives to look at more so than negatives right now, which is a good thing when you first form a team. So Vegas is going to be a very big event for us. We need to hopefully qualify there so we don't have to play in the LCQ for that last spot. I mean, the thing that we have going for us obviously is our experience at tournaments. I think all of us are incredibly experienced and hopefully can keep level heads throughout the tournament. If we lose and have to win through the losers bracket to make it to Worlds, and I think we're very capable of doing that. So I think it's very important that we try and do our best to qualify at Vegas so we don't have to try and qualify online in a winner-takes-all type event.
Justin in the 1920s called, they want their socks back.